Are we on? Huh? Okay, thank you. Hi, I'm Wayne. It's Wednesday. I'm Wayne. Welcome to Wednesdays with Wayne, brought to you by the Real Estate Business School, where you get your license and learn to use it. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the learn to use it part. What does that mean? Well, as I've said over and over, and most of you that are licensed will know this, your license guarantees you nothing. It's merely the entry fee you pay to get into the game. It doesn't teach you or give you the skills or tools to play the game. So the game is in three different steps, or three different levels. Step one is get your license. Step two is build your business. And step three is invest your profits. So right now the world is changing at high speed. If you have one income stream, you're at high risk. If you're depending on your body for labor to produce income, you're taking high risk. And so what I've done most of my life is learn how to mitigate, measure, manage risk. And the reason most people don't invest is because they don't understand risk. So rather than learn how to manage risk and measure risk and take a small risk or do something that has no risk, they consider everything risky and paint it all with this broad brush stroke and do nothing. And the other ones are getting left behind. So I want to start today. This topic was chosen by PJ, who is an awesome associate of mine and does great marketing. And she said, why don't you tell people how you do what you do? I go, what specifically do you mean, PJ? She says, tell them how you make money. I said, oh, okay. That's a topic I love. So I'll start with this. We've been taught, what I've learned over the years is there's some things I need to unlearn. So the question is, what if everything you know is wrong? I'm not saying it is, but what if it is? And things are changing so fast that the answers that were true yesterday aren't true today. I mean, if you watch MSNBC, or I'm sorry, not MSNBC, do not watch that program. CNBC, Freudian, CNBC, I've got it on right now. I don't know if you've been watching what's going on between Microsoft and Google and the transfer of wealth. Like, Google's transferred about $1 trillion of value to Microsoft due to artificial intelligence, ChatGPT specifically. And what's happening is there's a big brouhaha about the new age of technology and its exponential growth curve and where we are in it. So all I'm saying is the world is designed to change. So what you're seeing is change, and when change occurs, it bumps into people's rules. And people get all wadded up and start making these emotional decisions that have no basis in fact. So what I'm saying is what we were taught in school was to be a good employee and get a good job. That at one time was considered safe. And starting a business was considered risky. Well, now with the world having changed in the last 2 years due to this Chinese COVID pandemic and people being locked down, shut out, canceled, terminated, remoted, we've accelerated a direction we were already headed in, which is a bunch of people going to a bunch of offices and sitting being watched by a bunch of supervisors. And it was interesting because yesterday my wife was coming home from, we live in a suburb of Austin called Lakeway. So she's coming home from Austin out to Lakeway. Typically 5 o'clock is like the worst time of day to leave Austin and go to the burbs. Why? Traffic, right? There wasn't hardly any traffic. I was astounded, she said, that nobody on the roads. It's just change. It's not good or bad. It's just your interpretation of these events that determine how you act on them, what you think about them. It's not the incident itself, or as Tony Robbins say, it's not the situation, it's how you respond to the situation that determines the quality of your life. And so we used to say, get a good job, make good grades. Why? So you can get a degree. Why? So you can get a good job. Why? So you can make more money. And then what do I do with it? Oh, you got to save it. This is a recipe for financial disaster. Because if you save money, you lose it. And then people get emotional and get wadded up and start making all these crazy decisions that have no basis in fact. Eggs are $4. Why? Inflation. So, and we have to curb inflation. How do we curb inflation? Raise interest rates. Raise interest rates. Won't that make everything cost more? So to me, you need three types of education if you want to get on in this world. And one is the technical education. Whatever your trade or business is, you've got to understand the ins and outs, the nuances, the nuts and bolts. How does what you do or sell work? For example, if you're going to do real estate development, you've got to have a background in real estate. You've got to know the technical parts of how these things fit together. If you're going to build a website, you've got to understand the different computer languages and how this stuff fits together. If you're going to get a real estate license, for example, which I highly recommend, you need to have a technical education. And what I mean by that is like a new vocabulary, some math formulas, some rules, some laws. Contracts is a we have 2 contracts courses. They're very technical. But you got to have them because most of the lawsuits and complaints to the Real Estate Commission come from contract disputes. Most of the contract disputes. There's always a lawyer, regardless of the basis, any basis in fact, will take a lawsuit. I've look, it's happened to me several times, so don't even try to argue with me about this. Anyone can sue anyone. You can't sue someone for you can sue someone. You can sue anybody. There's always some cheesy lawyer that'll take the case. And I'm not down on lawyers because I've got half a dozen and they're all really, really good. And they help me, and they protect me, and they defend me. And we typically carry our points in court against some who take these cases that have no merit. So if you want to talk about that, we'll talk about that someday. It's a pretty cool subject, and some got some great stories. But on the subject of risk, you've got to have a technical education. The thing is, I've been on hundreds of listing presentations, and no one's ever asked me the difference between accretion and erosion. Like, what? No one's ever asked me how many square feet are in an acre. Now, as a developer, I need to know that. As a licensee, not so much. I only need to know it one time, and that's when I'm taking the state licensing exam. So when we were children, we were sent to school. We were told what to learn and when we learned it. Now that we're adults, we get to choose what we need to learn and go learn it. And so what is it you need to learn? What's the technical education that you need? And then, to me, you have to have a business education. Because when I sat down with my sellers, they would ask me questions like, how are you going to market our property, our home? How are you going to sell it for a top dollar? How are you going to negotiate best price and terms for us? So what I hear the marketplace saying is, we don't really care about your exam score. I knew that because they never asked me what it was. We're more interested in you having a business education. So you need a technical education. On top of that, a business education. And then I've been in this business for a long time, and I've seen realtors come and go. Most of them go with nothing. They come in with nothing, they work, sell a bunch of houses, and leave with nothing. Staring right at the greatest source of wealth in the world. Never buy a single property. Why? Real estate's risky. It's risky. Yeah. Says who? You? You who never bought any? You're not a credible source, bro. Sis, whatever. So this is one of my pet rules. Right? Be careful who you take your advice from. Because most people have no information or experience about the subject they're espousing about, but they're happy to offer opinion or advice. And usually it's don't do it. And so what I'm suggesting, ladies and gentlemen, is that you learn the subject of risk. Because if you can mitigate and manage it, then it becomes your friend, not your enemy. So I'm talking to PJ about this. I don't want you to do it. So here's the first thing I want to start with. Don't work for money. Money is created. As one of my mentors, Bucky Fuller, would say, you don't have to earn a living. You don't have to earn the right to be here. You arrived here with a gift, something valuable to offer your fellow human beings. But most people sell their body, mind, and spirit for a paycheck because that's what they were told to do. And there were times when that worked great. I mean, you probably had parents or grandparents. I do. That got good jobs and got pensions. My father-in-law worked for Ford, retired at 55, had a pension. They paid him until the day he died. What's wrong with that? Moved out of the Midwest, Ohio, nice cozy state in the winter. And moved to Florida and got a condo and golfed and cruised around in a boat. Had a great time. My in-laws. Great life. Nothing wrong with that. The thing is, times have changed. And safe, secure job doesn't exist anymore. Those days are over. That generation would have 1 or 2 jobs, maybe 3 their whole lives. The millennials, Generation X, Generation Z, they'll have 15 to 20, according to stats I've read. I'm saying it's true. I'm just saying these are the patterns and trends that I'm looking for. This is why I study and read so much. Because the world is changing so fast, how can you can't afford not to keep up. This is why Google's on the ropes right now. This is why they lost $110 billion this week. And over $1 trillion in value has been transferred over to Microsoft. Because Bing is better than Google right now because it's got artificial intelligence. Or as one guy explained it on CNBC, here it is very simply. Why would you need to go to a website to go to a website? That man's got a point. I'll just go straight there. So it's not going to replace it. ChatGPT isn't going to replace Google. Google's got too much stuff. They got all these other ancillary products that they have. But AI is just a way of communicating, technology communicating with humans and humans communicating better with technology. Nonetheless, things are going to change over at G's house. Mr. G's doing some house cleaning right now. Again, it's all about mitigating risk. So to me, money is created. I don't work to earn money, and I don't save it. And the reason I don't have very much earned income is because it's taxed at the highest rate. And so you have people with, not all income is good. There's such a thing as bad income, and bad income is the high taxed income. So you have good income and bad income. And a lot of these financial experts, you see them on TV all the time, or frequently. I won't name them, but you know who they are. Get out of debt. Get out of debt? You get rich with debt. You mean get out of bad debt. So you need to me, there needs to be some clarification on the subject. There's good debt and there's bad debt. And most people have bad income and bad debt. That's why they're toast. So if you focus on good income and good debt, understand money is created, wealth is built over time. And most people want to get rich. They want to be wealthy. They want to have what wealthy people have. But when they find out how much work is involved, they change their mind very quickly. What? I got to do all that? Yeah. It's hard. It's hard? Yeah. No one shows up at your door. Every now and then you see a lottery winner who, hits it big. All that stuff just to entice you to buy lottery tickets. That's risky. Granted, you're not risking much. I don't know, $50, $100, whatever people spend on lottery tickets. I have no idea. So we'll start with this. Money is created. So if you want to 5x your income in the next 30 days, In the next 30 days, you may not do that, but it'll get you the foundation. What I'm talking about is in 30 days, you could build a foundation to where you can go out and create anything you want. Everything you have right now, you've created. The situation you're in, the relationships you have, the jobs or businesses you own or run, you've created all that. So if you don't like it, go create something that will make your heart sing. Create something else. You can do it. You've been doing it your whole life. Since you were little. Yes, at 5, you were creating your reality. Negotiating with your parents. I don't want to go to bed. If I say that loudly a bunch of times, I can stay up. I don't want to go to bed. Born geniuses, meant to be an incredible success. Each of us. So, I made some notes. And thank PJ for bringing this topic up, because the more I started thinking about it, the more I liked it. Okay, so a warning, this is going to be hard. And as I said many times, I know I didn't say repeat myself, but I do that because I heard long ago, people won't remember what you said until you say it 7 or 8 times. So there's a difference. As I'm saying, if you want to eat, if you make it hard, you get the best. Same with you. If you make what you do hard, then you'll get better. If you make it easy, you get the rest. If you make it hard, you get the best. So when we go hire people, we make it hard. It's hard to work for us because we don't want you if it's easy. Some person called yesterday and goes, do I have to watch all the videos? I'm like, boot that guy out the door. You kidding me? We're negotiating with someone who doesn't want to learn? What? Why are we negotiating with this person? They're threatening to go somewhere else and buy their courses if they have to watch all our videos. Go away. You want to take the easiest route? You want to learn the minimum amount to get into the best business in the world where you can make millions. That thought is so foreign to me, I can't even process it. Are you kidding me right now? You don't want to learn. No, I don't want to watch videos. You don't want to watch videos? Okay, don't watch them. Don't do anything. So to me, one of your highest forms of leverage, doing more with less. One of your highest forms of leverage is education, because the more you know, the more you can do with less. Less time, less money, less energy. And the greater your returns. And people go, oh, that's high risky. You must have got lucky. Okay, whatever. You're welcome to your point of view. But you're wrong. So, this is it. Most people want to get rich till they find out how much work is involved. Here it is. These are my 5 things that I do to get me exponential results. Excuse me. Number 1, set a big goal. Big. One that will excite you, challenge you, keep you awake at night, looking forward to tomorrow. What's something big? Something, again, that'll get the juices flowing, get your blood flowing, that'll get you awake and alive and feeling good in the pit of your stomach, sometimes wondering what you've done and sometimes ecstatic that you've done it. Big goal. Big. Not walking to the store instead of driving. Big. Something like get out of the box, push the sides away from you. Get out, get big, get real, come play. Then make the big goal. Write down the steps you need to take and the order you need to take them in and the time for completing them. This will give this thing structure. What are the steps? What are the order? Prioritize them. When will I do them? When will I complete? What is step 1? When will I do it? By what day, what time will I have step 1 done? Step 2, step 3, whatever they are. Structure it, get that down. And then commit to the goal. And by commit, I mean, I hear people all the time, why'd you decide to get real estate? I just want to try real estate. You want to try it. Yeah, I'll try and see if I like it. You want to try and see if you like it? Doesn't sound like a commitment to me. Well, things change. Things change. I have this poem that I love. I'm going to read it to you. If you want a copy of it, just email us, info@buildmyrebusiness.com. And we'll be happy to send it to you. It's called the Commitment Poem. This might resonate with you. I hope so. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no man could have dreamt would have come his way. Or one of them, of course. I've learned a deep respect for one of the Ghost couplets. Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Do it now. And this is from W.N. Murray of the Scottish Himalayan Expedition in 1951. So that's step 3. Commit to the goal. Don't try it. There is no try. Number 4, get up no later than 5 a.m. If you wake up and the sun's up, you're late. Your most productive hours are before 8 or 9 when your phone starts lighting up and your email inbox starts getting bombarded. From the wakey who's finally got the crust out the eyes and the hair combed and in front of their computer. Whoops. Oh, they got all email away. Oh, so early. God, it's 9 a.m. already. I've been working for 4 hours already. Not bragging, I'm just saying, I get a lot done. It's early, it's quiet, a brother can focus. So get up earlier and stay up later. If I say get up at 5 a.m. and you dread that, your goal's the wrong goal. If you don't want to get up at 5 a.m., you have the wrong goal. If you dread waking up, you have the wrong goal. If you dread waking up, something's wrong with your life. You shouldn't dread waking up to a new day. I mean, if the day before was horrible, then today's going to be better, right? If yesterday was great, then today's going to be great too, maybe greater. So why would you dread waking up? 5 a.m., no later. Sometimes I wake up. When I need to wake up, my mind wakes me up. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 3:30, sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 5, whenever it is. When it's time to get up, I don't go back to sleep. I go, my mind woke me up for a reason. Get the bleep up. 5, get your productivity up. Focus on the steps. Get rid of all distractions. Ignore anything and everything not aligned with the next step and the goal. So 1, set a big goal. 2, write down the steps you need to take and the order you need to take them in and the time for completing them. 3 is commit to the goal. 4, get up early. 5, no later. 6, get your productivity up. Focus on income-producing activities. If you want more income, focus on income. And don't talk to me about time. Time is money, you hear people say. No, it's not. This is just ignorant people talking. Time isn't money. Time is time. Money's money. They're two different things. You can't increase the amount of time. You can't grow time. You can grow money. You'll have a limited amount of time. You don't have a limited amount of money. They're two different subjects, totally. But it's what you do with your time determines how much money you'll have. That's why I focus on income-producing activities. Create money. And then I invest it to build wealth. How do you do that? Well, just do these things, these 5 things for 30 days. Do them for 30 days, your habit will be formed. Health and wealth are only habits. Please remember this. Health and wealth. You don't get sick in a day. You get sick by bad habits over the years. You don't get well in a day either. You don't go broke in a day, and you don't get rich in a day. Right? I mean, it's good habits over time versus bad habits over time. You walk through a grocery store or the hardware store or anywhere out in public, you look around, you can see who's got bad habits over time and who's had good habits over time. Just look at them, you can tell. Remove all distractions and time wasters and stay focused. Turn off the notifications on the phone. If that thing keeps pinging and pinging and pinging and dinging and dinging and dinging, turn the thing off. Focus. Multitasking is highly overrated. Focus, focus, focus. What's the next step? What's the next step? What's the next step? Watch the psychobabble. Be aware of what you're saying to yourself. Stop. No, I'm not listening to you today. I have the step I need to finish. Ask yourself the 2 questions I've asked you to ask yourself over and over. What if and how? What if I could do that? How would I do it? It opens up your mind and puts your subconscious mind to work, working with you, instead of talking against you or talking you out of it or telling you how you'll never be worth it or get it or do it or have it. Just turn that stuff off and ask yourself this question. How would I do that? What if I could do that? How would I do it? And just task your mind. Middle of the night, I'll wake you up and give you the answer. It happens all the time. No matter what your age is, what your education level is, your background, your gender, your race, none of that matters. At the end of the day, in my opinion, you only need one trait. And that's another article that I found that I want to read to you that I really got a lot out of. So I'm going to read this. Hope you don't mind. All you really need is persistence. I passed up people who are smarter, better in almost every area, and I just grind and grind and grind till I get it done. I can't hear the word no. I can't hear the word quit. I refuse to give up or give in. And it's persistence really that gets me through most of the things that I want to get through. So here it is. It's titled Press On by Calvin Coolidge. We'll send you this too if you want it. Just email us. I'm happy to give this to you. Put it on your wall. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Starting today. So when this broadcast ends and you turn off your phone, what's the first thing you're going to do? And what's the next thing you're going to do? And what's the next thing you're going to do? Because your future is created moment by what you do in the present, right here, right now. That's it. Wednesdays with Wayne, every Wednesday, 9 a.m., brought to you by the Real Estate Business School. As we say over and over, where you get your license and learn to use it. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the learn to use it part. I hope you find this useful. Remember, you were born a genius and meant to be incredible success. Now let's go out and make it a better world. Thank you for your time. See you next Wednesday.